What's up, everybody? It's another daily dose of Josh. I love DC, baby. Just got back from Washington last week. It's been a week after the retreat. Just been integrating and really honing in on new potentials. And what I wanted to talk to you about today was something I saw in a really good interview between Billy Carson and Lewis Hose, and they're talking about how to manifest things. And a lot of people talk about how to manifest things and tuning into those potentials of what it looks like. And what I've begun to realize in this interview was that Billy and Lewis are talking, and Billy was talking about, well, the thing is, unless you deal with the traumas of life, there's no room for you to create in your life. And I think that was really important for me as somebody who was coming through a lot of things, from the Marine Corps, to years of alcoholism and drug addiction. In 3 days, I'll be coming up on 3 years of sobriety. Woohoo! It's amazing, by the way. If you're ever thinking about AA and the 12 steps, I recommend it 100%. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been able to get this. Remarkably, actually, AA and the 12 steps helps you identify those character defects and deal with the traumas from the past. And you begin to see those things that play into you living a new life, and you actually go back and deal with those things. And I think the biggest thing that I had to process through, that took me the longest thing to think about and do, which I had done all of this 12-step work with getting forgiveness from other people, or asking for forgiveness from other people, and not worrying about if they forgave me or not, but to come to this point, to do the forgiveness with myself. When I did that at the retreat, guys, I had the most profound experience, a huge liberation of energy, tears coming down my face, and I realized that I hadn't really forgave myself for all the things I had put myself through. So one of the things that I do now is, and have been working on, is what else do I need to change about myself? What else am I holding on to that I developed during the times of trauma, during the times that I needed myself in survival mode, that doesn't really do me any good now, right? So just wanted to put that out there today, that if you're working on law of attraction, if you're working on causing an effect, which that's one of the things that we're working on now, is how do I think about and feel those things before they happen, right? Instead of waiting for the thing to show up and then feeling grateful, how can I feel grateful for the thing now, right? So how can I do that and literally create the neural pathway in my mind for the thing to come, instead of for me to pursue? Because in the 3D realm, we actually operate from lack. I see something I don't have, I want it, I operate on how am I going to get that, right? I want the house, what's it going to take? 30 years of payments, boom. Right? The 3D world, it's crazy. But from any realm, any dimension above 3D, 4D and above, you can see a lot of other things, including creating that gratitude in your heart for something that hasn't happened yet. And that's just a good skill to have, right? And when I was able to go back and actually forgive myself, let myself off the hook, because I realized, like, I'm dating somebody and was being a little bit critical of her and kind of nitpicking a little bit things here and there, not being super, I was saying it directly, but not super kindly, and some things I was kind of wanting from her. And I realized, like, if I'm being hard and critical with her, I'm probably also being hard and critical with myself. How can I be kind and loving towards anybody if I'm not kind and loving towards myself? And I've played that game before, where I did try to kind of perform, kind of be that guy outwardly and not be that guy inwardly towards myself. And so that's one of the cool things now, is like realizing that by forgiving myself, I can create, right? I can get in line with the things that are actually meant for me. And I begin to let go of the things that hold me tie me to the past. And I begin to be in the present moment and move forward into the vision of a future. So that was one thing this week that just kind of been reintegrating. It's like, stay in a grateful mindset, let go of those things. What does it feel like as I move forward? I may not know the path, But I trust in the unknown and I let go of the fear. I am an architect of my life, being grounded and bold and guided in my life. I believe that and I say that. And I heard Billy say that talking with Lewis, and it's just something that I've been saying to myself is like, man, it's unknown. It's unknown experience. I can't predict anything at this point. The only way to predict what's going to happen is to create. And I do that with my mind. I'm the observer of my mind. Metacognition. Why do you think meta is called meta, right? Because it's called metacognition. How do you think about how you think? What do you think AI is, right? It's predicting behaviors based on how you think. It's observing. We should probably also be observing ourselves. So the observer effect, something that's been really playing out really big time for me, is the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Highly, highly recommend if you are looking to go into a new timeline, to go into a new life, to learn how to become aware of your own self, right? How do I become aware of my own self? Well, I probably should sit down and think and write, who do I want to be and who do I not want to be, right? Because we're all just running programs. We're all just running programs in the subconscious mind. So doing those things has led me to this point where I feel very grounded and very secure. And also I'm like, it's completely unknown experience, right? And all of these cool things are happening. Guys, I can't even begin to describe how wonderful my life is, how wonderful it's becoming. 3 years of sobriety. You know, if you knew where I came from, you would know that after the Marine Corps, it was pretty well a war zone back home in the civilian world as well. I live in beautiful Miami now. I've got a great partner. She feeds my life. Spiritually, physically, it's amazing. I've got a good relationship with my son's mother. Wow. Like, my family, my dad is one of my best friends. And we see each other as equals now. And I mean, he's my dad, but you know, he knows that I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out the things of my life. Guys, I've traveled all over the world in the last couple years. It's a far, far place from being a drug addict and alcoholic sitting in a dive bar, you know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, talking some BS, you know, to some other person who's also hurt, you know, talking some nonsense, you know, to creation. And there's still more to do and things to let go of. And so I just, if you need any resources, please feel free to comment in the section below. Would love to answer any questions that you have about any of that stuff. If there's something that y'all want to see or hear about, whether it's Dr. Joe Dispenza, sobriety, health and fitness, would love to help anybody. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you out there. Love you guys.